Hey everyone, today I'm going to be speaking to Jay and Gus from the electronic band Boy Harsha. Um, I'm just about to let them in now. Give me a minute. Mm-mm-mm. Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I wasn't sure if Gus was coming or not, or is he gonna pop his head in?
I think he's gonna come, but like in just a little bit. He
Yeah,
wants,
cool, cool.
yeah.
Oh, awesome. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
good. I
you
like
got.
am be a little sunburned right now, but
Oh, really? Yeah. Whereabouts are you?
we live in Massachusetts.
Oh, cool.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
Western Mass.
recently moved, didn't you? Is that right?
Yeah, we moved into a new house
Yeah.
in just a town over. Like so we didn't move far, you know? We're still in the same zone.
Yeah, yeah. Just a nice new little place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It feels nice to be here. Very lucky. I don't know if I could really, I mean, being a city during a pandemic seems pretty frightful. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine. I'd be like wanting to be somewhere like outside as well if I was over there.
yeah, I know.
Just like
Where are you calling from?
Melbourne. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's like it is a city, but like we're all in lockdown. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're not allowed to leave. We're not allowed to leave our house, like go further than 5 kilometers from our house. So
Whoa.
yeah, and you're not allowed to go out like with You're basically only allowed to go like grocery shopping by yourself. So you
Oh my,
can't like. So you're basically staying at home.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
So
crazy.
yeah, we've got like I think 3 more weeks left of this, and like
Wow.
today we had like our lowest numbers. So hopefully, if it stays that way, yeah, we'll get a couple of things like lifted. Like you can have like a couple of like 4 or 5 friends allowed to come and visit and stuff like that. But like
Whoa.
yeah, masks are like mandatory here, so you get fined if you don't wear one.
Oh my God. How much is
The 200 every time.
for my
Yeah,
mom?
that's okay.
How much is the fine?
um, $200 per time
200.
each time you get caught. Yeah. So I'm kind of hoping that like when it ends, like and they start letting people like have visitors and stuff, I hope that they keep that rule for at least another month because
Right.
that's how we got in this position.
Yeah.
Like, they opened it up and then everyone went stupid,
Right.
and
Totally.
was like, oh, so yeah, and was like, no, let's don't worry about masks, don't worry about anything. And that's how we ended up in this situation where we're now having a second wave and we're in lockdown and everything. So,
Damn. Yeah.
so yeah, hopefully, I kind of hope they make that a rule for at least another month, even if we can have friends visit or whatever. But
Yeah.
this time we actually closed like retail, so no shops are open at all. Yeah,
Right.
just so you can't go to the mall or like anything like that. You
That's
can
why.
only, yeah, just doctors and like food and what do you call it, like chemist, pharmacy type stuff. And
Right.
that's it.
No
Yeah,
visitors. That's a trip. Must be kind of lonely.
it is. It's getting very like, yeah, it's getting like we had like 6 weeks and then people fucked up, and so then we're like, okay, and here's another 6 weeks,
Right.
and like this time more strict. But
Yeah.
yeah. So if you have a partner or a girlfriend, boyfriend, they're allowed to visit. But if you're single, you can't have anyone visit. So it's kind of shitty in that sense. Like you should
No.
be designated like a safe friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Really sad for singles out in Melbourne. Sorry
Yeah.
about
Like you can't just have like a mate, like, you know, like one designated like best friend or something that can come and hang, or yeah.
that.
You just, so it's kind of, yeah, it's a bit depressing in that sense, but yeah. It's, but we're getting through it slowly.
Yeah.
It's just like, just feels like a never ending story, you know what I mean? It's like this
Yeah.
never ending Groundhog Day.
Yeah. No, I definitely know exactly what you mean. Yeah. It's a trip.
Yeah. Yeah, and have you been like been feeling the kind of like effects of it? Like, have you been taking advantage of it, being more creative, or have you been sort of like more taking back and relaxing? Because I know at the beginning, a lot of people were very, and just kind of did nothing. And then lots of musicians started like really, like, you know, getting really creative and stuff like that. And
Yeah, I think, maybe the reverse a little bit. In the beginning, I had these, tour was the first thing that happened. Our tour was canceled,
yeah,
um, which, isn't unique to Boy Harsher. I think many people, canceled their tour. At that time, I remember kind of selfishly and stupidly thinking, like, yeah, now I'll have time to do all this work and it's going to feel really good. But shortly into that mindset, I realized that it wasn't gonna really go away anytime soon.
yeah.
And it's
I
been
think
really
everyone, that dawned on everyone. It was like, oh, we're gonna have a little holiday, and then it was like, oh
right.
no, we're not. This is gonna
Yeah.
be this is gonna be a long holiday
Yeah. I
and a
mean, it's
poor
a trip.
one.
Yeah. And like just even in terms of being creative, it feels hard to be productive in the States too. We're kind of having a big movement, which is pretty amazing, but it
So
only
much stuff going on. Yeah,
would have happened with, I think, the pandemic. So, like, that's kind of fascinating too. Like, suddenly we're seeing a lot more unrest and people going out and protesting. But I think it has a lot to do with the fact that people also aren't going to work and, like, suddenly they're able to consider their life not attached to having a 9 to 5 job.
yeah, yeah. I've like spoken to loads of people, not just in music, but in like, you know, just have people who, like you said, have 9 to 5 jobs or whatever, and they're completely reevaluating their lives now.
Yeah.
Like, is this what I want to do now forever? Or, you know, like, and should I change careers? And like, do I want to go back to school? And, you know, like all this kind of stuff that they hadn't thought about. But now that they're forced to have this quiet time with themselves,
Right.
like all these things are coming to light. Like, well, what am I doing? What I really want to do? You know? Yeah,
Yeah, I love
yeah,
that. Like I really get off on like people having the opportunity to think about who they want to be and
mm,
what ways they want to fill their world. Gus and I are incredibly lucky that we are working musicians, or at least for right now. So
yeah,
it's like when I hear of like friends, who maybe like before were like in the grind and always just like, oh, I wish like, kind of envious or whatever. And it's like now everyone's in a very similar position and that's very cool.
yeah,
Like we're all trying to figure out what we're supposed to be doing and who we're supposed to be.
yeah. And how to like navigate, I guess, like the whole thing.
Yeah,
You know?
totally.
Yeah, because it's just it's completely, yeah, completely different.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess you know, Boy Harsher, I mean, has been together, you know, for quite a while now. And I mean, like, you and Gus met in film school,
Hmm.
right? And you started out as like teen dreams,
Yeah.
and then that kind of evolved into you know, into what is now Boy Harsher. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. And I loved reading about that. I love that you would do spoken word and that he would do the sounds. Like I really like that. Um, I would love to hear that if it ever existed, you know, if you ever,
You know,
you
it's
know,
funny. I like with moving, I found a bunch of like, as you do, like this stuff, you're like, oh, I should put this somewhere important, and then you lose it. So I did find the master tape that we use to dub Teen Dream tapes.
yeah,
Um, so I did find a Teen Dream recording. I think one of them also is on our SoundCloud, but it's like not
yeah,
it's not good. It's nothing to
yeah,
look forward
yeah.
to. It's like not good music by any means, but it's funny to find these tapes and think about our first tour ever, you know, and how I don't know, how that felt so big and we had no idea what scale was even, you know, like what was big. So,
Yeah, 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 exactly. Um, but then, yeah, yeah, of course, then Boy Harsha happened, and you know, you guys have such an eclectic audience base as well, which I always find really interesting. Like, across so many different genres, you have like, you know, metal fans, you have, you know, EBM, you know, EDM fans, electronic fans, like, you know, a whole range that really the music seems to grab people and in you know, their own unique way, which is something I really love about the band as well, is that it just kind of like, you know, there's no boundaries to it. Like it doesn't feel like one of those bands, you know. It's like everyone can relate in some way.
I hope that's the case. Thank you. I mean, that's such a compliment. I think, you know, it's always been really important to not engage with a limited genre or a category. I mean, of course, we subscribe to certain
Yeah.
elements of dark wave or whatever, but yeah, I remember playing in Helsinki and this group of people came up to me and um, this woman who's so awesome. And yeah, they were like definitely tough, like Scandinavian metal people. And
Yeah.
she was like, this guy is like, he's the most metal. He plays in all these bands and he's really, really tough guy. Like, she's like, and see me how tough he is. And he's just like standing there, like very
Yeah.
strong or whatever. And he's like, yeah, and I love Boy Harsher or whatever. And I was like, wow, like those stories do feel very cool. Like, that is nice.
Yeah, it's like a really, yeah, it is. It's like I think everyone can get something out of it, and not a lot of bands can say that. I think, like some bands, you know, like they kind of like attract a certain crowd, and it kind of sticks within that crowd. But it's really awesome that you can make, you know, you can make some, you know, people who probably don't listen to that music very often or at all, like be get right
I
into
hope
it. Like,
so. Yeah,
yeah, it's
it's
awesome. It's
good.
like,
Like, yeah, the more, I mean, it is really, I think, it's far more of a reward to know that you are accessing people, you know, like, have you ever listened to, oh, sorry, I'm like balancing my phone in a really horrible way, you know,
it's okay.
um, if you just like listen to any tone or sound and it affects you, it's like a minor chord or whatever, and it's like, oh, like I don't know why, but that sounds, you know,
Mm.
I think being able to channel that or do that, or some people like connect that feeling with my voice, it's like, wow, that's such a special experience that I never anticipated I would be able to participate in, you know. So
Yeah.
it's good. I'm glad. Like the more people we can access and kind of touch that way is cool. And like I do miss that so much. I miss talking to people and like watching people watch us. I miss dancing. You know, I miss watching people dance. That's a trip.
Yeah. Yeah. Just then everyone like interpreting it the way they feel. Like, you know, when you sometimes people you watch them and going crazy, and then other people have their own like thing going on. I
Oh
love
yeah,
watching crowds at any concert. I love watching crowds and
it's
seeing like how
awesome.
they, you know,
Yeah, when you're
um,
on stage, you have like the best view. So
yeah, 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 exactly. So I've had the opportunity quite a few times to stand backstage with friends
yes.
like playing, and I just love it, especially metal shows. I just
Oh, I
love
bet.
watching the enthusiasm and the extreme intensity of
Yeah,
what
so
you know.
good.
Yeah, and that's more interesting almost than the band. Like it's like you're fixated on watching them because
Yeah.
they are so they're in a pure like they're in another state of mind, you know,
Right.
and they are in pure joy, and it's yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I love
Um,
that.
yeah, it's, I was gonna say, getting inundated with the questions about possible collabs with Lebanon, Hanover, and TRST. Is that anything you would want to do, or?
Yeah, of course. I think like so Lebanon, Hanover, we had the honor to play with them. We were on the same stage in Greece, and that
Mhm.
was really nice. That was such a good, it was this festival in Athens called Pliskin. And I also, William, he like Qual came with us kind of on tour.
Oh, I
Not,
love Qual.
but he
Yeah,
played a couple shows with us, and
yes,
he's a trip, and those shows were a trip too. So
yeah.
that would be really fun. And of course, Robert Alphonse is great and
Mm.
a friend of ours. Yeah, maybe something's in the works, who knows? But
Yeah, yeah.
I think one thing that's very interesting is like it might be true for, you know, studio musicians that like collaboration is accessible and easy. It's difficult for us. Like we haven't figured it out. Like I feel like Gus and I, it's taken us 5 years to figure out how to collaborate with one another, you know?
Yeah,
And
let alone bringing in,
yeah,
yeah, a whole other
and
unit. Yeah,
so that is something that I want to be able to do. Like I think it would be nice to learn how to do that, but you really have to know who you are as a musician. And of course we're figuring out, but Boy Harsher is possibly the archive of that understanding, you know? Like the music we release is very much like our like product of like learning what kind of musician we are and who we want to be.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And like once you solidify that, then it becomes easier to work with other people who are, you know, who've got similar in that similar state. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of
Yeah,
hard to
totally.
jump into working with people. Like everyone works very differently.
Right.
So yeah, you've got to
Right.
like learn their dynamic of working and how your dynamic is going to work with their dynamic. And it's not as easy.
Exactly.
It's not as easy as people think. I think, you know, I think people think like, oh, you just get together and you just do this. It's like it's not that. It's not quite that simple. Like,
No,
you know,
yeah. Like people have
and
this fantasy, and I wish this fantasy was real, but like we all meet in the studio. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And it's like we just start like jamming and like talking. And that wouldn't exist right now because of the pandemic. But I also
exactly. Yeah,
think, Robert and like Lebanon, Hanover, like we all tour a lot just to be able to like survive. So even
yeah,
getting together in a studio situation would be a trip. Like that would be a very
yeah.
lucky circumstance.
Yeah, because yeah, I was gonna say you guys, you know, you do tour a lot.
Yeah.
Like you're a real touring band in that sense that you are always um just constantly seems like you're constantly on tour. Like,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
so I mean, um yeah, and I mean that's a lot of there's a lot of bands like that, you know, who it just part and parcel with who they are. They've got to get out there and play.
It's
And I
fun
think
and it's a great part of, it's a great part of creating music is being able to share it in a live capacity. But also
yeah, yeah,
sadly it is like it is your income too, you know.
yeah,
So it's kind
yeah,
of fascinating. You have to reconcile the fun and work, and right now pausing has been strange. I haven't been home for this long in 3 years, maybe. And that's a strange
yeah.
experience.
It's like a whole new thing getting used to. I know a lot of the musicians have been like, I've never been home this long, and I don't know what to do. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh. And some people have, you know, been buying equipment so they can learn how to mix and do demos at home and stuff and things like that. And then others are just like, I don't know what, like, you know, I've never had a real job. I don't know what the hell to do, you know. So yeah, it's a super interesting time for musicians and just the industry in general and how things are moving in a totally different direction now, and you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
um, and see how things are going to work once things start to calm down, I guess. Um, and I was going to say the last, like, I guess, studio album that you had was Careful, which I love. Also, I loved it because my friend Sarah is on the cover.
Oh, you're friends with Sarah.
Yeah.
She's
So
amazing.
yeah, so I was like, ah, like, so yeah, like Sarah's on the cover, and of course, I think she's in one of the film clips as well. I think, and yeah. So every time I would see, Sarah would post it like stuff as well a lot, and I'd be like, ah, I'd be like, that's so awesome. Like, she's such a rad person. She's just so rad.
She's
Um,
amazing. Yeah.
yeah, it was like such a great, yeah, like, a, yeah, it was such a great album, like, and I thought it was just really, really, really good. And then, like, of course, she did the remix album as well,
Yeah.
um, as well. Um, and then, in the last, like, I guess, this year you've kind of had the Country Girl and the punk part-time punk session.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Gus did that soundtrack as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, the machine learning experiments, which I thought was like really cool as
Yeah.
well. Like, it's just like, yeah, I really like soundtracks for some reason. Like, I've always been obsessed with soundtracks, and so I was like, that's so rad. Like,
I love soundtracks so much.
yeah,
So
and
much.
you're just like, they're one of those things where, like, I don't know, they just, even if like, you see the movie and you love the movie, or you don't particularly like the movie, you like, um the soundtrack can just take you away.
Right.
And I love that, like, about it, like, you just go off into this other place. And
We were talking a lot about I don't know if you did the like kind of masochistic but really fun watching Contagion right when the pandemic began.
yeah, yeah,
So
all
like
that kind of
all of my
stuff, yeah,
friends, we were just like, oh, we have to now rewatch Contagion because this is gonna feel really scary. But
yeah,
that soundtrack, Cliff Manzel, is like amazing. It's like, so housey or techno.
yeah.
It's like watching hands touch doorknobs and you're like,
Mhm. Yeah, I
Contagion.
mean, he's amazing, Clint Mansell. Like, yeah, what he manages to do, I don't even know how. Like, I get blown away by almost all soundtrack composers in that sense, because I'm like, the way that I don't, I feel like, do they sit there and watch the whole film and then do they, like, it's fascinating to me, because, and then the way they manage to work it in, is like,
It's
I'm
great.
like, whoa, like, when I watch a film that, and like the background music and stuff is just so on point, and you're just like, because, especially, yeah, movies like Contagion and stuff, but also like, more arty movies and stuff, but like horror movies, I'm a huge horror fan, and you know how
Oh,
much, like, soundtracks
oh, of course.
are everything when it comes to that. Like,
Of
and
course.
the sounds are so important, like, to everything, to the
Yeah.
feeling, to the. So I, like, love John Carpenter,
Of
and
course. Yeah.
I'm like, how the hell does he come up with this stuff? Like, and when he's sitting there, he just goes, oh, this would be creepy, and press a few buttons, like, I just imagine this guy in a little dark room, like, like, pressing buttons, and ooh, like, yeah, it's really, and it's probably nowhere near that exciting, but it's, to me,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna be
I'm sure
excited.
it's so exciting. Like, it's probably, I don't, Gus really wants to compose for film. So I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't know, his little cheerleader because I would love to like be just at least in the room, like watching
Yeah, I
or
mean,
for
God, you
a
guys should
slasher
do
film.
one. You guys should
What?
do one together. You guys should do one together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
I think,
I mean, a lot of people are mentioning Goblin, and yeah, Goblin
oh,
are
of
one of my
course, Goblin.
yeah,
Goblin
Goblin
love.
are one of my favorite, right? So, I mean, yeah, we could boy Harsha Goblin type thing.
I
I
think
mean,
that's the dream.
mm,
Sometimes you recognize what would really be fulfilling, and I do think that. So I write. So
mm.
I mean, in the world that I would love to live in, I would be a screenwriter, and Gus would be a composer.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, I'm like, like dream of movies. I'm like always like coming up with ideas for movies, but I've never like really, like thought about like actually sitting down and writing something like a screenplay or something like that. Like, but
Oh, you should. They
I
have
love that stuff.
so many programs that just format it for you, get final
Yeah,
draft.
yeah, yeah. I've seen this, and I've been like, maybe it's something I should look at. Like, because I have like I was talking to um a soundtrack musician a couple of weeks ago who works with Jodie Jodie Carpenter, which is John's son, and
Cool.
yeah, and I was saying how I often have really cool um, repetitive dreams that are like a horror kind of storyline. And I was like, I need to wake up and like write this down and
Yeah.
then like build it into something like, um, because I kind of love all that sort of stuff. And yeah, like, and then I'll need someone to make the soundtrack.
Right. Yeah. And we're
Yeah,
here.
yeah. And it's like,
Composers for hire.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd be awesome. And just that whole like it's a new ground, I think,
Yeah. I
and that's
mean,
probably with
yeah.
Gus like moving into doing that, it's like it's a new ground of like, yeah, and that fascinates me because it's that whole you're working with different mediums and being able to put them together, in like a puzzle piece, but really quite eloquently. I
Totally.
remember.
I mean, initially, where we ended up meeting, right, in film school, this is kind of what we both were, our initial goals, maybe. I was always going to school for writing and producing, and Gus was in the sound program that was attached to the film program.
Mhm.
Um, and so the teen dreams, right, that we referenced earlier, that
Mhm.
was really, it wasn't, I wouldn't, spoken word is maybe the closest thing we can talk, like compare it to, but it was just like Gus would make very atmospheric scores, like landscape sounds
Mhm.
without visuals. And then I would read these like really fractured like poems or prose pieces.
Mhm.
But I was incredibly shy. So it was like I was on the floor just like hiding,
Oh,
reading
yeah,
in
yeah,
the world's smallest gallery, you know?
yeah.
So
But I mean, I guess that's changed now. You're a lot used to the being in front of people and stuff now. I
yeah, it's
used
still
to,
really hard, but I mean, you obviously, yeah, I've kind of learned how, like, develop coping mechanisms, I'd say.
yeah, yeah. As I know so many female and male musicians that are hella shy, and they have to kind of like turn on this stage persona in order to function,
Oh,
when
yeah.
they go out, because otherwise they just would just and just freeze up and be like, too many people run away.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
totally. It's a
yeah.
different character on stage. It's much easier to channel that energy, like, because you want to be bold, you want there to be a confidence behind the music, you know,
Mhm.
so that, yeah, you have to access this alter J or just someone.
Yeah, yeah, and that kind of gives you that, like, I guess, the outlet and that power and like confidence to be like, I'm not me, I'm someone else, so I can do whatever, and
Exactly.
it's totally freeing and like,
Yeah,
and
it's so fun. Like it doesn't
yeah,
matter if you're making like these horrible, scary faces. It's like, yeah, you're a monster. That's okay. Like it's
yeah,
okay to
yeah,
be that monster.
yeah. You're not as conscious, I guess, of what you're not like, oh God, I'm probably making like these ridiculous, yeah, faces and like, ugly whatevers, and I'm looking like this and whatever. That just doesn't, you know come in, because you're just
Yeah.
like, no, I'm this ultimate different, being when I'm there. But yeah, like having to read and stuff like in front of people is very hard. Like
Yeah.
I write as well. I write poetry and prose, and it's very hard to read that stuff in front of people. I get real
Absolutely.
embarrassed and I get all like, oh, because you can't. you can't be someone else when you're reading stuff like that.
No.
You're like you, and and there's just this whole plate of vulnerability, and everyone's staring at your face, like while you're reading, and you're like, I'm just trying to read it, and and they're, it's a hard thing to figure out, like how to like say words better and stuff, because when you go watch an author read, they'll like they have this beautiful way of speaking, and
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
and like the way they emphasize certain words and da, 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 da. And then when you're trying to read poetry in front of people, if it's not something you're used to, you kind of struggle to figure out your rhythm and how to like how
Yeah.
to how to do it. As stupid as that sounds, it's like it's not as simple as just reading. It's
Absolutely.
actually like public speaking almost. You need to like, and you need to like emphasize, and it's quite hard with poetry because with literature there's there's certain people, there's dialogue and there's things, so you need to change the words and the volumes and all these kinds of things. But when you're reading poetry, it's quite hard to know when you need changing in voices and that kind of thing, I think.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, I think next time I start trying to read my work out loud, I'll maybe make it more based in dialogue because I really like the way people talk, and
Yeah,
I like trying to generate a story through dialogue. I mean, like, I think probably that's where screenwriting becomes really interesting to me. Just the things people choose to say when
hmm,
they can, it's never direct. And I really like that. Like, I'm fascinated by
yeah,
the roundabout ways we communicate and how your voice, just the timbre and the diction also says so much about what you're saying.
yeah,
Um,
exactly, yeah,
that's really cool.
yeah. It's like I can listen to uh what's his name? I don't know how I could possibly forget. But Stephen King has like a really good book on writing. And he made an audio book of it, and it's actually him speaking.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's probably one of the best things I've ever listened to, because it's like he's sitting with you,
Oh,
telling you,
weird.
like, yeah, it's so like he's talking to you right there. And it's like, yeah, it's
That's
really like
funny.
you almost feel like you're in the same room, and he's like telling you like, and if you do this, it's just shit. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, and it's like, yeah, I'm so glad that he actually did the audio, because when you're reading the book, it seems more procedural, and then but you
Of
listen
course.
to the audio version, and it's like, whoa, everything starts to make sense. And because it's like you're almost like, yeah, you feel like you're stuck in a room with him, like,
Right.
and all the emphasis and the way he talks, it's like a story, but also like a lesson. It's kind of like being in class, but not like, yeah.
That's good. Yeah,
But
that sounds
anyone
great.
anyone anyone who likes writing should definitely yeah, you can download it and stuff. It's great. It's one of the best books about writing I think I've ever looked or read at. He's just so forthright, and like, about the way he's like, if you do this and this and this, like, you're just lazy, you're a shit writer. Like, just like, it's amazing. And he's just like, whoa, and you'll be like, it's yeah, he's great. The candor is great.
I
Um,
just I don't know a lot about Stephen King's personal life, but I feel like someone told me once that he was addicted to cocaine,
he
like during
was at one point,
his
yeah, a long
like
time ago, yeah.
during like the like peak of his like
I
he's
think it was
generating some amazing material, but he's also just like so hopped up.
like I think it was like the Misery and like Stand and all that period. That was the Coke
Oh,
period.
wow.
Yeah,
Makes sense. That seems like a very good allegory to drug use.
yeah. And I think now he just has drinks. He's a drinker, but like he is a hopped up personality already.
Wow. That's so
Like,
fun.
so he's kind of really excited old man. You know what I mean? And he goes to rock festivals. He loves
Oh,
rock
shoot.
music. Yeah, he has
We
like,
gotta invite him.
yeah, he loves it. Like, he posted a picture with someone, I forget who, like, I don't know, someone at the level of like Tool or something, where he went and
Wow.
they like saw him. People saw him in the crowd and were like taking pictures, on their Instagrams, like, far out, like Stephen
Wow.
King standing over there, like with his son, who's like a writer as well, but you know, like in his 30s, 40s. And yeah, he'll be at a festival just trying
That's
to
great.
hide in the crowd, like, yeah. And he has in Maine where he lives, he has this really he has his own radio station show,
Oh, cool.
like an old man rock and roll like um show where he plays all
Oh
the
my
music he
God.
likes. And
I
yeah, I think
really
he can.
want that.
Yeah,
I guess I have to
I don't,
become like Stephen King to get a radio show.
yeah. He's just like, I think he must have just approached the local station and said, I'd
Like,
love
hey,
to do I'd love to do a set, you know, like a show every once a week or something. And so
yeah.
yeah, he just does that once a week or whatever. I think you might be able to listen to it online, but I'm not sure. But it's like one
Wow.
of those ones where it's like local, so you have to like live in Maine and like
Yeah,
or
you have to like
wherever.
tune in on the
Yeah, it's
FM
probably,
dial.
yeah, yeah, type thing. Yeah, really
Yeah.
old school. Yeah.
Probably a
Um,
lot of Bruce Springsteen from Stephen King, I
yeah.
assume.
Oh, AC/DC. I mean, he did this. He did a film called Maximum Overdrive. The entire film is just AC/DC. The
Oh my
entire
God.
film. Yeah, yeah. The whole film, every single song used on the soundtrack is AC/DC, just all the way
Wow.
through. So yeah,
Wow.
he likes a lot of like harder stuff that people I think wouldn't think that he would like. It's not like
Right.
he's playing like a, you know, Chuck Berry or anything. He's playing like some like and modern music, you know. So I think it's really cool. Um, Another thing I wanted to talk to you about as well was like your, I know you don't do, I guess, a lot of it. Um, I guess it's probably because you're touring and timing and stuff, but yeah, I absolutely love your, hey Gus.
Hey
Um,
there.
I absolutely love your photo work
Oh, thank you.
that you do as well. I'm not sure if many people know about it, but like I came across it like quite a while ago, and I was, yeah, it's real. I love that kind of, because did photography as well, and I love the I just love because it's all black and white and like really like kind of editorial in a way, but like in the sense that it's more like you know, real life, capturing real life and that kind of thing as
Yeah,
well.
no, I was trying to be really diligent about bringing the camera on tours. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I have hundreds of rolls of film that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna definitely do something with this. And I still haven't. That was a un what unachieved quarantine goal was to like
Yeah, yeah,
develop a couple zines, but this is something I still really would love to do. The photos are funny because I did try to shoot as accurately as possible in terms of what we were seeing on the road.
yeah. And also like there's so many like I'm just like looking now again because I was so like fascinated because of course you've got, you know, I'm looking at it and you've got Nita, who's a friend of mine. You've got Fo, who's a friend of mine. You've got Chris, you know, from King Woman, Miserable, etc., friend of mine. So it's like looking at a
Yeah, it's
little
all your
album of my,
buds.
yeah, and like
I do have some photos on my
Mel from
website.
Sextile as
We have
well.
some photos on the website on Boy Harsher.
Jay's page.
Jay's page on Boy Harsher.
Yeah, yeah,
She has her own
I have,
section to the website.
yeah, my
yeah,
little
and there's like, yeah, because I saw
14-year-old
there was
blog.
like, yeah, there's like chasms and yeah, and Mel from Sextile, and yeah, I was like, oh, it's all like the gang. It's really
Yeah, we're
cool.
lucky we get to interact with like all of these famous people, basically, right?
Well,
Like,
they're all just
or
really,
famous to me.
yeah,
Jay's really
they're
good
all
at
just
taking like
really,
all these super serious people and then just like breaking them down and making them pose like with
yeah,
flowers. Like just like
yeah. It's
totally
like just,
breaking down the
yeah, just seeing them like as people, like as humans being just doing their thing, you know. Um, it's yeah, it's really cool because like it's something that you like, yeah, you just don't think about, I guess, because you kind of used to people used to seeing them as like others, you know, like because they're known for whatever they're known for, and and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I was um, yeah, I was like, ah, I really like those that kind of style, like photojournalism sort of style as well. So
Cool.
yeah,
Thank
um, yeah. And Gus, you missed the bit where I was talking about your soundtrack and
Oh,
how
awesome.
yeah. I was talking about that and how much I like soundtracks and stuff, and yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
soundtracks. Seems like hopefully.
yeah, I was saying you guys need to do like some kind of spooky, like, goblin-esque type thing with the both of you.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if live shows stay forbidden for much longer, yeah, we might have to come up with some
Yeah, that is.
alternative.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I mean, I was saying, you guys tour a lot, so it's kind of really weird to then have no tours. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And do you have any of those tours like rescheduled yet for next year?
You know,
Do you
we're,
know?
I mean, we're supposed, yeah, we've rescheduled a lot of shows. I know a lot of festivals are kind of rescheduling things like 1 year later, like
Yeah,
all the
all the
summer
summer
fest.
festivals. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're supposed to like re-announce some tour dates
Yeah,
next month.
which is
Um,
Mhm.
insane.
yeah, which seems funny, but it's just like, yeah, I guess because the music industry is, 6 months, 8 months in advance. So it's funny, just like
I know
really
it's so
the
weird.
dice on this. They're like, it's gonna be totally normal in 8 months. It's just like feels a little bit like kind of pompous or something like that.
Yeah, a little bold, but I mean, obviously we aren't playing any shows this year. And we
Yeah,
only played one show this year in February, right? Just the one in New York.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, everything that we had planned for this year has kind of been flipped to next year, and we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
Everyone's see.
see.
We're,
Yeah,
we're all
everyone's
gonna
gonna
see.
see.
yeah. Um, I did have. I've got a couple
Oh,
of little questions that have come through. One of
yeah,
them, one of them is about. So one of the question is, one of my favorite songs on Careful is the look you gave Jerry. And they want to know, like, who, what is Jerry, like, is Jerry, and what is that about? If you can
sure.
elaborate.
Yeah, so it's twofold. My father's name was Jerry. And so it's kind of about him, but also it's very much about my stepfather, who
Yeah.
also was named Jerry. And right
Oh,
around
Jerry and
the time,
Jerry.
yeah, so double Jerry, Jerry 1,
Yeah.
Jerry 2. Right around while we were writing Careful, Jerry unexpectedly died. So I was having this conversation um, with my mom. Like, obviously, it was a super hard time, and it's really tragic for her.
Yeah.
Like, losing one husband already feels like a lot, and
Right.
so
Yeah.
it's like losing another beloved person is really rough. But um, she was recalling this feeling of like, I don't know, she just kept on saying the look he gave me. Like she's like having like kind of dreams, but not really dreams, like waking nightmares, and like
Yeah.
talking about this look that Jerry gave her. And I felt really impacted by that moment and
Mm.
just really affected by how that tether, like cutting that tether, sent her into the world like in this really awful, unexpected, sad, lonely way. So that song is about the memory of these loved ones and like maybe just a general nostalgic feeling for someone who you've lost that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know, it's been a challenging time for you as well. I know that you were diagnosed with MS
Yeah.
as well, so that's quite a challenging thing. But you seem to be dealing with it really reasonably and like not, freaking out or like, it's not like impeding you or anything like that. Um, I
Yeah.
mean, that must have been a really like a shock, like
Yeah.
you
It's
did you did you
it is incredibly unexpected, and I wish I could say that I'm one of the people who knew something was wrong
that's
for
what I was gonna say.
years.
Did you feel something or it just happened?
I mean, I've always suffered from issues with sleeping, and I've always suffered then also with fatigue, but I thought those were just kind of the connection.
Normal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, normal. Yeah, and
Mhm.
then I've always suffered from depression, and I have incredibly bad vision. So the way it impacted me is one day I woke up and I just had severe vertigo and severe double vision.
Oh,
And I
wow. Yeah.
and I didn't know what was going on, and it lasted for 5 days. And I was immobile, like I couldn't. It was really hard
Yeah.
for me to
Yeah.
walk. All I could do was kind of lay in bed and like kind of sleep, but not really. And I'm a very active person, and I like hate not being productive. So it was
Yeah.
really weird. But I went to the hospital because my doctor was pretty insistent that it was vertigo. But
Hmm.
I think I knew that it wasn't.
It
I
was
knew
something
that
else.
it wasn't
Yeah.
just vertigo. Yeah, she just kept on saying like you have to realign the crystals in your ear, and like so we're like Gus
And
and I
you're
are
like, what?
doing weird
Yeah.
exercises where we're like,
Yeah.
and it's not doing anything. But yeah, I mean, it's maybe a little triggering, but I did go to the ER and they saw something on a CAT scan, and then it
That's
became a series of MRIs, and that determined that, yeah, I have MS, and I guess I've had MS for, this isn't new. Like, I didn't just get MS, so
yeah.
that's
That's
even weirder.
usually
Yeah.
usually the way. I mean, what you described with the with the 5 days like that happens to me with I have a rare migraine disorder, and that's
Oh,
exactly what happens to me, but with the pain
oh, yeah,
as well. So like I didn't know that that was a symptom of MS.
yeah.
That's something I totally knew. Like that
Um,
I didn't know that MS like had that as a symptom like at
Vertigo and
all.
double vision.
Yeah, and like the kind of like being mobile and all that kind of
Well,
thing.
yeah, it's because, so, I mean, we don't even have to go deep into it, but on a very basic
No,
level,
no.
it's like holes in your nerves. So
Mm.
I have holes in my optic nerve. And what happened was it became very inflamed, and my body no longer could control the inflammation. Um,
Right.
couldn't
Yeah.
control, like, stop the double vision.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, it is a trip I'm on. If you knew me personally, you'd know that I like hate doctors more
Yeah.
than anything. Like I'm a weird
So it's
combination.
like the worst.
Yeah, but I'm a hypochondriac, so like I fear that I'm always sick, but then I like really hate doctors and I really hate hospitals. And I've
Yeah.
spent so much time in both those places in the last month and a half. Like I've never spent this much time in a hospital in my life. So it's a trip, definitely.
Yeah. Like, Gus, you've obviously been there the whole time too. So
Yeah, that's been our life for the last 6 weeks, almost 2 months.
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, I'm glad that that you have had glass Gus
I'll
there
take it.
too. Glass,
I
glass.
have glass
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. There
I
with
mean, we're
you.
also so lucky in this weird way that we aren't touring right
I
now.
know. That's the
I
weirdest
mean, we
part.
would have been like on a few-day tour in Russia when her flare-up happened,
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
like
well, that's
COVID wasn't.
yeah.
So we are lucky
Maybe
that we
yeah.
do have this downtime.
Yeah.
I think maybe this is like Jay and I were talking earlier about people reevaluating life and all these kinds of things during COVID. I mean, and like maybe the downtime is kind of what kind of brought it out, or triggered that thing to happen. You know,
I'm
like
laughing just because someone wrote Nurse Harsher. Sorry.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, like so your body had the time to relax, and then it kind of caught up.
yeah. The
Like I
doctor
found,
did say that. I don't think there's any, like, no one's gonna ever really know why I flared up
Yeah.
or whatever, but someone did say, like, maybe you finally were rested and, like, yeah, some, like, semi-spiritual or whatever moment, your body was like, okay, like, now's the time
mm,
to flare or whatever, but
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I've had illnesses like a lot through my life, and yeah, when I've had like significant downtime, that's usually when something will happen,
yeah,
because your like body's all relaxed, and then it feels like kind of like safe to let it out or something. I don't know. It's
be
weird,
safe,
but
yeah.
I'm glad that you're okay, and that it's getting treated, and everything's gonna be it's fine. And Boy Harsher is still like strong as ever. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
as
it didn't
well.
occur
But
to me that like sharing that information, it felt so natural just to share it and be like, wow, this is
yeah,
going on. And I've received a lot of messages which have been super inspiring and really hopeful from people who have autoimmune diseases or chronic
yeah,
illness, and that's awesome. But so many people also are like, oh, well, aren't you fearful that people will perceive you as being weak? And it's like,
what?
no, like, yeah,
It's a
it's
little
like
bit
we're human.
strange.
Like, this is, or like a friend was
Yeah.
telling me
If
about his,
anything, I see that as being a strength.
yeah, well, I think we have so much fear based in like someone thinking you can't like work or do the thing, like you're not strong enough. Like these sick bodies aren't strong enough to like do the work. But you know,
Yeah,
sometimes it's really like not about the work. Like we're gonna figure out how to tour when we can tour. You know, we're not gonna.
yeah. It
Yeah, I
doesn't
like
change.
that just was so shocking. This like fear of like, oh, suddenly people are gonna perceive me differently just because I have
Yeah,
some illness, you know?
yeah. I mean, it doesn't define who you are. It doesn't define the music or the art that you put out. You know what I mean? So
No.
yeah, that's quite strange. That's a strange yeah, that's a really strange response. Like I'm really shocked that some people thought that. Because
I mean,
yeah,
I think like a lot of like women maybe too have this idea that already, you know, like they aren't like this is more so in the film community. Like
mhm,
you aren't strong enough to like do this job and then
yeah,
suddenly, you know, like you have another thing going against you. But I mean, in the film industry is one that really celebrates like exploitation of labor, so I kind of
yeah.
get it. But it's fucked up. Like, can't we not do that? You know, like, I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, it's not even just diseases, it's everything. I mean, mental illness is another one. It's like, oh, you can't do things because you know, you've got this, so
Yeah,
you're weak and you can't, whatever. Or like, even just in regular jobs, women having a baby, it's like you can't have a job and have a child. It just does
oh,
that,
right.
and it's
Yeah,
like,
On the same.
there's this
it
whole
is
like
definitely
stigma.
the same. Yeah, but
For
Mm.
kids, but
I know, but I am, Gus has been taking care of me and it's been great. I think that, or it's like not, it's been great, but
No, but
great
it's
MS
been,
time.
yeah, it's been. I understand. Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, you've got Nurse Harsha there.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I think too, like being a control freak, you just kind of have to accept like having progressive disease, you're not going to know. Like, I'll never know what's going to happen to me, but I never knew before. So,
Yeah, that's the thing. You never knew before, and like you were just going about your life. So yeah, yeah. But moving on from that, I mean, what is I guess what is next for you guys in sense of working on new material or of course, like I was saying, Gus's the latest thing is, Gus's soundtrack work, and of course, you had Country Girl and Part-Time Punk Session, etc. Yeah, is there any works for in the moment for new
That's not
stuff?
right. Oh, I mean, I think it's just gonna be. I'm kind of looking
Mhm.
forward to it getting cold and getting stuck
Come here.
inside again because
yeah, we
Yeah,
need to be like deterred from going outside.
yeah, there's gonna be
yeah,
serious studio time.
There, come here.
I wish we could commit to something, but because it hasn't been written yet. But yeah, we're gonna be trying to write as much as possible
yeah, yeah,
in the next few months.
Yeah, I think that I don't know, tracking our progress, I think we have written a lot in the winter time. And it's probably because we're just stuck,
yeah.
maybe.
Winter's like a good time. Like, because you're coming. Oh my God, you had to bring a dog in, didn't you? I'm
This is
like a dog fiend. Ah, what is its name? I don't. Is it a girl or boy? I don't know.
Bear. It's a guy.
Oh,
He's a
cute.
guy.
I always have male dogs, so I assume everyone's dog is a male. So now I try to refer to him as like it because people are like, it's a cow, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't mean to be offensive. I just so used to having
Yeah, it's funny
male.
people get so upset about
Yeah,
when you
don't worry.
miss gender.
He doesn't mind. He's okay.
Yeah, he's very chill, very chill. How old is he?
He's like 8, maybe.
No, he's 9.
You're 9. Oh.
Oh.
An old
Yeah,
man.
I had a little dog like that, but a little like a little white kind of Ewok one
Yeah, he's
Oh.
with
got you all
the, you know,
smile. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
with the
That's
Ewok.
right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, with the teeth.
So cute.
Yeah, and it, like, yeah, I had him for 14 years. It was just like, oh, they're the best.
They're the
I
best.
like. I love big dogs, but I love little dogs as well, because little dogs kind of think that they're humans, and they like attach themselves to you, and like, you know,
Yeah,
they
they're
really just want
super. I like how bonded and obsessed. I'm really into
to.
things that become obsessed with me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And they have a sort of a, they also have like a bit of a sixth sense about I mean, I don't know if you noticed that, but they do have a sixth sort of sense about illness as well. Like I had a period of a really bad illness for 3 months where I couldn't leave the house, and my dog just sat with me nonstop, like
oh,
on my stomach, like, and just knew that something wasn't quite right, and was
oh,
just, yeah. And he got me through it. You know, he's like my little buddy. We just chill together and whatever. But yeah, your
no,
puppy harsher, yeah.
Bear
There's a
likes
lot of
Gus
different
way
types of
too
harshes.
much to care that much about me.
No, he's intuitive. He was with
Yeah,
you during the bad days.
yeah. Is he like sleep with you guys, or is he like a,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a problem.
yeah, cool.
Oh, he's a
I was
yeah.
gonna
He's
say
very,
I'm one of those. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, you can sleep on the bed, you can sleep on my head, like I don't care. As well. But yeah, I guess it's because you guys are coming out of summer.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think when is the last day of summer?
I mean,
Maybe
it already
it's
feels
past.
like we're turning
It was
into the
hot,
fall.
but it is September is a indicator that fall is coming. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But you guys are going into summer, right?
yeah. So sort of in summer's sort of the what do you call it? No, September's sort of like we're going to spring. So yeah, August is like the cold, usually the coldest kind of month. So we're just at the moment having like lots of rain and yuck. But yeah, like it's the easiest time to do stuff because you don't want to go outside, you
Yeah.
know. So you kind of, you make sure you get a little bit insular and go inside and want to focus on doing other things and stuff. So yeah, I find it much
What's
more
coming
productive.
into season right now? What's the crop right now?
Oh yeah, what's the veggie?
What's your? We can just
Oh
define
God.
the vegetable. We're
Um,
squashing into that, you know,
Yeah, we're
yeah,
entering into
yeah. Well, we're
squash.
doing
squash.
at the moment we're doing. I haven't started any vegetables, but at the moment I'm just doing all herbs. So I'm doing different, like about 6 different types of lettuces, and it's
Wow.
like already grown like real huge.
What?
And I'm doing like basil and coriander and parsley,
Oh,
spinach,
yeah.
yeah, like that kind of stuff.
Great.
Yeah, and it's
That
like
sounds
just
great.
starting to like woo because of the like because of this really sunny, and then like there's like quite wet, but the sun's there, so it's kind of really got to kind of wait until later in September before we start planting like actual better vegetables, you know. But we're kind of lucky here that we have so much around. Like we have like a fresh thing across the road and a market not that far away, and yeah, so it's
Nice.
like quite easy
That's awesome.
in that sense as well. I was just gonna say we've only got a minute 25, so I was just gonna
Okay.
say, like, if you guys want to continue and answer some questions, we can do that, or if you
Sure.
guys are tired and want to go, yeah, cool,
Yeah.
yeah. See what else we've got. Okay, so there's a few questions about when the tie-dye boy harsher t-shirts are coming out. Apparently that's an important one.
I hope soon. Yeah. So I was, when we first started making merch, I was doing all of it. And well, we were screen printing together and then I would
Yeah.
tie dye, but I guess I just need to figure out when I have a moment, but it would have been great to do them before September. Soon. How soon do we want them, I guess, is the question.
Yeah, well, it seems like a lot of people are like waiting for them. They're like, give me these tie-dyed shirts.
Okay,
So
so
yeah.
yeah, maybe that should be like an immediate thing that we do.
Tie-dye,
Yeah.
one shirt, good fun. Like tie-dyeing like 3 shirts is like kind of fun, but it's starting to get a little like
No,
tiresome.
he's
It
wrong. I
gets a bit
love
No, we're
hectic.
tie-dyeing.
talking about
No,
doing 100 shirts.
no,
Jay's like out
Yeah,
there
I
no,
love
no.
tie-dyeing hundreds at
for
a time.
12 hours. It's like manual labor.